Bakashi, I've got a cold today.
We're recording. Thanks.
Are you recording it?
Yes.
We wish Elisha and Helen and their children
Yes,
lots of
recording.
nachas
Yes,
of the
thanks,
wedding that took place last week between Aaron Zvi and
Chedva.
Chedva. I'm
Yeah.
making exercise of my memory.
Well, they're your neighbors now, so you can practice.
Yeah, I saw him
Also jumping around.
7 days. I saw him in shul. Aaron Zvi. Okay.
Yeah.
Before we go further, I don't want you to hear it from the street. My children and the doctors and everyone urged me to go for a few days away to South Africa.
Oh, good.
Very That's nice.
Yay!
That's lovely.
So,
You're coming to
Emir
Cape Town.
Hashem, everything was organized by my children. So, I am leaving Emir Hashem on Thursday this week, Thursday morning. Will arrive in Johannesburg, please God, Thursday night, Thursday evening, and stay there. I'm not yet sure either until next Thursday a week, or to be another Shabbos, then it will be until a Sunday a week afterwards.
Will you go to Cape Town this time and ruin the hoist?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it will, I'll be able to do, because a couple of things are still there. And also, why was a time that was chosen now? Because my son Yoshua, as a student, is getting married next week. So he wanted very much that Yoshua to come to the wedding, and he sent him a ticket.
Wonderful.
So we'll be a couple of days together, which will help me as well, because I don't drive and I'm not completely, so I hope that this will, according to the experts, the doctors and the rest, that this should alleviate a little bit of the pressure and bring some, what do I say?
Menuchat hanefesh.
Yeah, refuat hanefesh. Yes, this is exactly what they talk about, refuat hanefesh.
You're going by yourself?
Sorry?
Are you going by yourself?
So I'm going by myself.
Uh-huh.
But I'll meet Yoshua there. He's unfortunately, he was already booked by his student to leave on Thursday night, arriving in Johannesburg on Friday morning. I am leaving on Thursday morning, arriving on Thursday evening.
Uh-huh.
I think that's absolutely
Sounds
wonderful.
great. Wonderful, exactly.
Fantastic.
But if you can get to Cape
Absolutely
Town, it will make a big
fantastic.
difference, Harav.
We'd like you to come to Cape Town, because that would really be for Refuat HaNefesh and
Okay,
Refuat
so I will see if they're there, but as I said, I had to squash in a couple of days. There are certain things that I have to do there, etc., etc. And I don't know if I'll manage. The truth of the matter is that we were talking about the possibility, and that Chavaita, I promised her that I'll take care of her with and we will go there. Unfortunately, she can't come now. So I'm still obligated to come with Chavaita. I don't know when, but Emir Hashem.
Oh, good, another trip, but then you've got to come to Cape Town.
So maybe next time we'll see if it manages this time. If, maybe it would go for a day to Cape Town. I don't know if it is a proposition, but we never know, because everything is done without even you realize what is being done. Kadosh Baruch Hu is the one that makes the decision for us, and we think that we make decisions, but we never make decisions. Kadosh Baruch Hu gives us the ideas how to make decisions. Sometimes good, sometimes wrong. So
What were you saying?
probably by our Mechutonim Aronovitz.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful.
So we will say there, they've got the empty houses, say. I know I said that before. And there is some other invitation where to stay. I said in a joke, maybe I should put an auction. How many people pay for me to be there? The one that bids most, he will get there. Them, I must say that the friends, we still have friends there, and some etc., etc. So I didn't want you to hear it from the street, because already when I spoke to Aronovitz and somebody else, they said, "Yes, sir, we know you're coming."
Wow.
No secrets.
There is, they say, עוף השמיים יוליך את הכל. The birds of heaven transfers the news. So how is everybody? How is Ersh Ben Tzipa?
Yeah, I think,
Is it better?
yeah.
Unmute yourself, Rana. Yeah, he is improving. He is improving.
So let us hope that more and more, and to come
Thank you.
Ersh Ben Tzipa. And we are moving to our Mishnah. Again, I said to you that there are two different numbers, depends.
13.
The reason that the regular is page, the Mishnah 13, chapter 4, 13. In other places is Mishnah 16. But yet, doesn't matter what number, the contents and the wording is the same. So just for you, if you've got a text in front of you, find out if it is 13 or 16. Okay. And we start with the Mishnah. It's a short Mishnah. And it said like this. Rabbi Yehuda Omer, Avot Zayir Betalmud, Rabbi Yehuda says, be careful about study. For ששגיגת תלמוד לא זדון. For inadvertent error, study is tantamount to an intentional sin. So, as you know, in Jewish law, there is two concepts. There is an intentional sin. I don't know what happened here. I lost some of the pictures of yours. Okay. There is intentional, a person does things intentionally. he goes and is Mechal Shabbos, takes a cigarette and a cigarette on Shabbos, intentional. There's something which is called shoigek, unintentional. A person just happened to me 3 weeks ago. I took something to sleep or something. I was in very deep sleep, and when I got up in the morning, it was Shabbos. Got up in the morning, I thought, "Oh, I'm late," and whatever, and I forgot. I didn't realize it was Shabbos, and I put on the electricity, the חשמל, שוגג. Then בית המקדש was in existence. So we know for something that was intentional, there's a punishment. Punishment can be a severe one, certain things that it is death punishment. It can be lighter than that. The person eats rape, you will get 39 for unintentional. This is shogeg. Now, what does Rabbi Yehuda come to say? וזהיר בתלמוד. When you are dealing with study, of course, Talmud, we are talking about Torah study, be careful in order that you must learn with clearance, must be clear, and to be able to understand the results or the consequences of what you do, because sometimes negligence in study, if you didn't really study it properly, it might cause you, Ola Zadon, it will cause you that as a result of not knowing and not putting attention, it might cause you to sin intentionally. This is more or less the wording of the Mishnah. But then there are a couple of interesting comments here. Some say that, in fact, was another version, Avot Zahir Betalmud. Not talking about Talmud, the study of Talmud. A Betalmud is more talking to the teacher that he should be careful how he teaches students, that he makes clear to the student what he actually teaching, because if you teach him the wrong thing, the wrong way, it might cause for the student to sin intentionally because of lack of, and then it becomes the problem of the teacher that he causes the Talmud, the student, to sin intentionally. It is somewhere connected to the previous Mishnah that how careful you have to be with regard to your teacher, and how careful we spoke. The teacher must be respect his student. Should teach him with respect. That because sometimes if you just don't show respect or love or closeness to the student, or the student is not interested in the teaching. So some say this is the connection to this Mishnah, importance of a chaver, a chavrota, a student who learns with you and with a proper teacher, it's help you not to come to a situation that you made a mistake. The mistake might be then it's not considered to be anymore just unintentional, because it becomes then intentional, because the person could have learned, he could have understand. And another point, they said it's not only important to know what the halacha is, the action, you should also go deeply to understand the reason. Because sometimes if you don't use a proper understanding to the reason, then your application might be wrong. Then this causes you to sin. And this is very effective, even if the sin that you did seems to be unintentional, but it is your fault of not learning it properly. So therefore, it can make you guilty as if it was intentional, because you could have learned better and it wouldn't be what happened. Another aspect is for rabbis who actually are being asked about certain halachas, what to do, and if it comes teaching to the rabbis who gives the decision, that they must be careful in their studies, that they should learn it very, very properly, that otherwise they may given a decision which is wrong because of them not properly learned it well, and then it causes the one that asks them a shaila to sin. Others say, and this also talking about the teacher, the rabbi, that he should keep on rehearsing what he was learning, that he should not forget, and should be able to forget. So we see then you might come and give the wrong answer, the wrong decision. Other aspect is the teacher, which I mentioned a minute ago. The teacher, when he teaches, he should teach with certain clarity, not to leave things blurred or not clear to the student. So in other words, even if we don't use the version of a Talmud, but we say Talmud, but the meaning is the same. That whatever you learn and whatever you teach, you should understand it clearly and teach it to your student clearly, that otherwise it might cause a trouble, and therefore it would be your fault, and you couldn't say, well, I just forgot, I didn't know, I thought otherwise. It's lack of your study it for, or lack of teaching it properly. This is something that is not considered to be unintentional. This can be considered as intentional. And there is another point. Which is also very interesting. One of the commentators makes the following statement. The person knows and nevertheless sins. So we are not talking about habitual sinner. Talking about that is from religious whatever, but everyone has got a yetzer hara, got a evil inclination, bad inclination. So sometimes a person just cannot overcome the yetzer hara, the inclination, that, and he sins. So it's a once-off. And then, when he realizes later that what he did, he does tshuva, he asks forgiveness, comes from Kippur. We have in Yom Kippur, על חטא שחטאנו לפניך בזדון ובשגגה, and we confess for a sin that we did or committed for you intentionally, בזדון, and unintentionally. So the intentionally can be like a once-off or occasional thing. But if a person sins unintentionally, which means he doesn't even realize that it is a sin because he is unaware of it. So it's not a once-off, then it becomes a way of life because he doesn't know that he was not supposed to do that. She got Talmud, a lack of knowledge, lack of proper learning. So yes, on one way, you can say, but he did it unintentionally. But no, this unintentionally is in fact the very fact that you did not take precautions to learn and to find out exactly what the law is and so on, then it is being considered as bezadon, as intentional. So to sum up, the Rabbi Yehuda, some want to say when the word zahir, which on the normal Hebrew meaning zahir, careful, be careful, could be also zahir from the word of zohar, light. In other words, that usually when you study, you should enlighten the learning by learning it profoundly and study it with the proper depths and realize not just the act itself, whether it is okay or not, but by learning the reason and the cause or whatever, this will prevent you from having sinning, even having sin without intention, and therefore the Rabbi Yehuda says what he says. Just want to, yeah. So I think we covered this Mishnah, I think very well. We understand, first of all, we must, whatever we learn, we must study carefully to understand properly, to do it with depth and proper understanding. Furthermore, when we teach, what we teach, we must teach it in a way there is a clarity to the student. I mean, a student can be a child, a student can be an adult student, etc. That if the teacher himself is not clear, obviously you can't expect the student to know. If there is a statement in the Gemara somewhere, if Rav Yudah lo yada, if the rabbi doesn't know, how do you expect the student to know? So if the teacher would have it clear in his mind, then when he teaches, you have to teach it clearly as clear as it should be to the student, and this can be related, as I said, to the previous Mishnah about the relationship between a student and a teacher, that the teacher should endear himself to the student, and the student thus will be prepared to learn well and to listen and to understand, and therefore Rabbi Yehuda says what he says. Important is not to neglect the study and the teaching. The study itself, if you could have learned and understand more, and if you don't learn, and because of that you ignore it, you can't say I was ignorant. You had the abilities to not to be ignorant, so you're guilty as if you did it intentionally. At the same time, the teacher or the rabbi who gives a decision about halacha, and the rabbi or teacher who teaches the student, somebody else, he must see to it that it becomes clear to the student. Otherwise, it can cause something which seems to be unintentional, but in fact, it being regarded as intentional. I think that this is a very clear message, and I think we'll stop here because I think we've got another 5 minutes. I don't want to start the new Mishnah, which
Never finished.
quite things to discuss. So could be very well that next week I'll find out if there is a possibility to have the shiur me sitting in Johannesburg or Cape Town, I don't know. Then we'll use the same link. If not, it has to be postponed to the week later. Obviously, the Gemara shiur this Thursday night, I will be either still in a plane or at the airport, I don't know. So unfortunately, we have to cancel it. And we'll see how it goes the following week. What is what is the weather like in Johannesburg?
It's pretty wet.
What that?
It's quite wet. A lot of
Rainy.
storms.
Is it raining or?
A lot.
Yes,
Yeah, plenty.
it's very wet.
In other words, you have to be equipped with a raincoat and
Raincoat, yes.
umbrella, whatever. But
Yes.
Is it cold as well or hot?
No, not cold.
Not cold.
Cape Town is boiling hot and no rain and Muizenberg weather.
Muizenberg is
windy.
Muizenberg weather.
Yeah, is that what Cape Town is?
It's very, very hot and it's no rain, a beautiful summer weather, just hot.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't know. It's a pity that I cannot really stay longer, even for these days. As I said, I was very, very reluctant and indecisive to take the chance because I don't know what's going to happen here, and I didn't want to be there and thinking what's being here. But as I said, the doctor, the children, they said, look here, you must go. So, kind of time that you have to listen to others.
Rob, do you think you'll be able to see Ellen?
Sorry?
Bartunsky? Do you think you'll be able to see Ellen? Will you have time to see Ellen Bartunsky?
Yeah, I think that my son made the,
Oh, good.
what do you call it?
Appointment.
An appointment himself and
Wonderful.
for me.
Oh, very good. Wonderful.
But would you, what do you say? Les, could you send Ellen some of the
X-rays.
pictures?
I'll ask him tomorrow to send it to me. I don't have them. It's on. Okay, I'll ask him.
But is it not in the computer though?
Yeah, but I don't have the computer. I'll have to ask him to send it to me. Okay, it's good that we're discussing it. Okay,
The
I'll
office,
ask him to send
the
it.
office care,
I'll
office,
ask him to
you
send
can
it.
ask the office.
I'll do it tomorrow. Lean it. I'll do it tomorrow. Yeah.
Well, when are you going to be there in the
Tomorrow. Tomorrow.
All right, so ask them tomorrow
Wonderful.
to.
Wonderful.
Okay, thank you very much.
Rab Nasiya Tova. Nasiya Tova. And just
Okay, thank you very much.
Have a good
Yeah,
trip,
you
Rabbi.
a good Shabbos.
Shabbos, yeah.
And
You too,
Surah
Tova. Have a
Avot,
wonderful week.
good news and naches from everybody.
Amen.
Amen.
Have a good one. Enjoy South Africa.
Have a
Sure.
I
good
hope
flight.
we'll get a chance to see you.
Okay,
Happy to
so
see you, Rab.
I'm going to switch off.
Okay, culture, Rab.
If you want to, you can talk to each other. Okay, bye.
Bye. Have a good flight.